Hello, welcome to Board Game Bonkers. This is the Bonkers Show. I'm JC, and today we're going to go through the random board game generator on Board Game Geek. Now, if you've been watching this, you'll know what this is all about. Jumping on Board Game Geek and getting up some random board games. Now, the last time we set our criteria, minimum rating of 6. It must have at least 6, so at least 10 ratings. This time we're going to up the ante, and it must now have a minimum average rating of 6.5 or higher, and at least 15 ratings. That way we're going to get better games popping up, and we'll keep going through until we find those games. Any that catch my interest, we'll have a look and dive straight in, but I will still look at other games that might not be of interest to me, but you might find interesting. So I'm going to try and find at least 4 good games that are worth having a look at for whatever the reason might be. So let's get down to the screen, let's have a look and see if we can find any hidden gems of that little golden nugget. Well, we're about to find out, so let's dive in. So let's go to Browse, Random Board Game Generator, and let's see what pops up. Now, we get an expansion as well. We'll skip past that. Doesn't meet the criteria. I have no idea what else. Chaos. Well, it probably is absolute naff. Let's see what else we generate. Toddle along, come on. Nope. I have no idea how you even pronounce that. Is that Spanish? What on earth is this? Great artwork, but this is strange. There's an expansion for Arena. Let's have a look at Arena. There we go. Okay, so we found one. OP Arena. It came out in 2019 for 2 to 6 players, but a short game. A weight of 1.5, it's really light. This might be interesting. Let's have a look and see if you can guess what this game is like. How does it play? I love the artwork in this. This isn't really good artwork. Scary stuff. Where's kids? Okay. Oh, look at the shark with a gun. Amazing. Okay. So certainly lots of cards. And are we fighting different types of monsters? It looks might be a kind of back and forth kind of combat game, deck building. That's what I'm guessing. Let's have a look. And we've got die rolling, hand management, and take that. So it's a battle royale in absurd proportions. So what we'll be doing is it includes over 80 unique characters. 80, that's interesting. Okay, so we fight until each player reaches 30 or more victory points. Okay, so it's different. Obviously, we've got Cthulhu, with Bunny, we've got expansions. This looks interesting. So we can do chaining combos. So that's like a lot of different deck building games. So this looks interesting. I'm going to keep this on my list. I think this looks different. I like the artwork, and I'm certainly going to have a look into that later. So let's see what else we can get. So we found one that looks really interesting and different. Nope. Let's move on. There's an expansion for this one, El Dorado Canyon. Which, what on earth is this? Let's have a look. So it's a game for 4 to 6 players. I don't generally look at games with 4 to 6 players, so we'll have a look at it anyway. It's a weight of 1.75, it's really light. 30 minutes. So are you at camp? You are. So I wonder if this is a kind of card game. It is a card game. You can see them playing cards. So are they competing against one another for something, and what are they doing? Perhaps you've got cards in the middle and you're kind of fighting over those cards. So hand management, card management, bit of take that, I'm guessing. Let's have a look. Push your luck, take that. Okay, simultaneous selection. So in the Western of America, as in a canyon, a simultaneous action selection card game set in American Wild West. So we're shooting, stealing, bluffing, and mining. It's interesting, it's unique, as mostly be interacting with the characters on your right and left, but not always. So the player will pick a card and play it at the same time. Oh, so it's kind of like, almost take that, and you're kind of seeing who's got the highest score out of that card. So very basic, but you might love that. It's just not for me because I generally won't be playing this with my group. And yeah, it might be of interest to you though. Let's see what else we get. Here we go, let's generate another one, come on. ticking along. We've got the hamsters in the wheel. Yeah, today would be nice, and I've no idea what Board Game Geek's doing. There we go. Trying to find one for us, and it takes us on a detour to find a game called Detour, which looks absolutely naff. Let's see if we can find another one. A lot quicker than this, please, Board Game Geek. And it's slowing down. There we go. No, let's skip this one. What on earth is that? Super Gachapon fighter. Here we go. Ghost Hunter. Vampires. Okay, doesn't have 15 ratings. But do you know what? I like kind of the sense of a vampire game. I'm going to have a look at that later. Let's see if we can find any other ones that meet our criteria. Because that's 7.1 and very light indeed. This might be something for maybe my kids, well, my older daughter. So what you've got, this game, which looks like it's for children, and looks absolutely gaff. So let's go to the next one and see if we get any hidden gems. Well, we're lucky. We found one really early. And this time we're not finding them. They're taking a while to come through. And usually that happens. 10 to maybe 15 minutes, you can usually find 2 or 3 hidden gems. We've got Massive Darkness. Fantastic. So this is an expansion for Massive Darkness. Now, we all know Massive Darkness. It's something I've kind of skimmed over, and it hasn't been something that's grabbed my attention. So this is a kind of dungeon crawler. We get fighting monsters. And it's got a weight of 2.55, so certainly kind of family weight, and average rating of 7.1. So let's have a look. Do you know what this uses, mechanisms? Have a guess. Do you think you've got die rolling? Do you think you've got cards? What do you think? Let's see if we can find a better picture. There you go, we've got some cards there for the characters. Got your dungeon crawl boards here. And you've got a bit of a setup here, some tracks. Taking care of your health points. Okay, so let's have a look at Massive Darkness. So we've got exploration. We know this fighting is an RPG style of game. That's one of the things that kind of takes me away from it. I'm not a fan of RPG, and it uses the kind of Zombicide system. So if you're familiar with Zombicide, that may be something that you enjoy. It's not something I will do. I don't think you need both games, and I much prefer Zombicide. So I think we will move on to the next one and see if we can find one that piques my interest. But you might be interested in Massive Darkness. It's worth checking out if you haven't already. And well, Board Game Geek takes forever. What is this? I can't pronounce that. Well, that's French. I'm not going to look at a French game. I have no idea. I don't speak French. So we're going to move on to the next one. But well, you're French, you might want to have a look at that. I'm not going to butcher the name. I'll avoid it. Board Game Geek is so slow today. Okay, so we're not going to be looking at that. Doesn't have enough ratings. Advanced Tactics. Simple card game. Detonations. Know nothing about that. It's only just been released. So it's in the process of being released. Like a Nuke Wacky Fictitious World. No, let's go to the next one. We're getting a lot of games that are lowly rated or only have 1 or 2 ratings. That's what seems to be coming up this time. Well, in fairness, it comes up a lot. Chicken Run. Remember that film, Chicken Run? Well, there's a game, if that interests you. Doesn't interest me, but looks quite wacky. Bit bonkers. Okay, so we've got Lost in Narration. It hasn't got enough ratings. Let's go to the next one. So as you can see, you go through a lot of rubbish to try and find those hidden gems, which can be frustrating as well. Can we find? Come on! What on earth is Board Game Geek doing? It's taking forever. It was fine earlier. Why is it taking so long? Funky Monkey! No, thank you. Certainly a kids game. There's a weight of 1, so yeah, if you like kids games, check that out. Presidential Poker, no thank you. Don't like poker. And yeah, just a little twist on poker. Here we go, Star Wars X-Wing Miniatures game, the science of expansion. Well, you know what, Star Wars. The X-Wing miniature game. I'm not a fan of Star Wars. It's not, well, I don't mind it. I've watched the old ones, they were great. I don't know much about this one. X-Wings miniature game. Let's have a look, see if it piques my interest. These miniatures look cool. So there we go. Okay, so we've got some cool miniatures here. I wonder, I'm not sure how this game plays. It doesn't look that interesting. We've got cards. Is that a kind of skirmish type game? If it is, it's nothing of interest to me. I'm not a fan of skirmish games. Collectible, we know that. Miniatures. Die rolling. Kind of ship-to-ship combat, take control of rebels. So it doesn't seem to be a kind of board. I prefer seeing a board where kind of using combat and you're moving certain amount of spaces. So it's not something that interests me, but you might be a huge fan of Star Wars. It might be worth you having a look at this game. It just isn't for me. So let's see if we can find something else. So at the moment, we've only found this one, the OP Arena, but although I'm interested to have a look at Ghost Hunters, although it doesn't meet the criteria because there's only 12 ratings, I still want to have a look at this later because I'm quite interested to see how this looks. I quite like the artwork in it. I think it looks quite nice, but I'm not sure if the gameplay is any good. It looks very basic, so I'm just going to have a look at that later. So Bogan Geeks threw up this, which looks rubbish. Let's move on to the next one. I think there needs to be something where I'm Bogan Geek to get rid of some of these absolute gash games that are really badly rated and are extremely old. Scythe promo pack. We know Scythe. I'm not going to be looking at Scythe. I played Scythe quite a few times. As you can see, I've given it a 5.5. It's not a game I enjoy that much. It's not a game I engross with. I do love, though, the way you take a cube off and then you're upgrading your board, you're getting better abilities. That I enjoy. I just hate the uneven turns that you get by the end game trigger and how that works. I'm just not a fan of that. But you might enjoy it, and there's not much combat as to what the cover kind of might perceive. There's very little combat. You'd be lucky if there's more than 2 lots of combat in the game. Okay, let's go to the next one. So we did come across Scythe, huge popular game. Right, Sabotech, I know about Sabotech. It's not a game that interests me though. It might be a game that interests you, and it's a bit of resource management. You've got these little temples, as you can see. But you might be interested in this, maybe if you haven't looked. I'm not going to. I'm going to move along quickly to the next one. Still haven't found a game that really stands out, apart from OP Arena. I'm really actually looking interesting. I'm looking interested to dive into that a bit later. Not a Warhammer fan, but you might like Warhammer. 6th edition. Let's see what else we got. Okay, so we'll continue for another couple of minutes and then we'll stop. Hopefully the next 2 minutes we will come across a hidden gem. We found one that looks good, so let's see if we can come across another. It's just that this is taking an arm and a leg. Moon Rocket Race. No thank you. There's a few games that do the kind of race to the moon, one of which is extremely complex. I can't remember at the top of my head what it was called. Okay, while we're waiting for that to load, let's have a look at this and see if this is worth looking at later. Ghost Hunter Vampires, a card game 2 to 6. 10 to 20 minutes. Take turns, lay the higher and higher cards in the central stack. Okay, so it's a basic kind of that classic game. You try and get the higher number, the next number in a row. I'll play a laser set of run of 3 cards at once. They get to capture the stack. It's not really a game for me. It might be of interest to you, so we'll get rid of that and we'll see what comes up. 1944. Oh my goodness, let's have a look at this. How old is that? The artwork looks okay. Look at the artwork in this. Look at the thing it spins around. Classic. Actually, I'm quite surprised. The artwork in 1944, that's impressive. Okay, set collection, that may be your thing. Not for me. Vanderbilt Engineer. Let's see what else we bring up. I don't think you'll ever get that in 1944. Might be one in your attic, might be worth a bit of money, you never know. Okay, I can't pronounce that. Look at evil, those bunnies. Look at how evil they look. Oh my goodness. Right, Controversia doesn't have enough ratings. Is that a kind of word game, do you think? Kind of, yeah. Maybe like Scrabble, you might like that. Controversia. Okay, interesting. There's a lot of word games, bananagrams, and you get your classic Scrabble, the better. Well, Scrabble isn't bad, actually. Okay, Tour de France game came out in 1955. Oh my goodness, what? They've got to do some of these really ancient games that have no ratings, nothing, not even an image. Board Geek should get rid of those. I just think there needs to be something set, because otherwise it's just full of crap. Stamp, no thank you. I'll stamp that game out. So can we get a modern game, or at least a kind of holy grail game? Maybe it came out in the early 2000s, it's out of print. No, so far, okay, so we're failing at this to find another game that's worth looking at. So we'll give it another 30 seconds, 3 more goes, because this takes about 10 seconds for each one to come up. And let's see if we can find another hidden gem, because this one's been frustrating. I don't know why Board Game Geek's taking forever. Here we go. Notable novelist. No, it's no ratings. I have no idea if it's any good. It looks interesting though. Let's have a look. Look at that. That's quite cool. Artwork, I like that. It's kind of cartoony style, isn't it? I have no idea. Set collection, novel based. You might like that if you're interested. Let's see. 2 more. Well, let's fingers crossed we get something decent. I'm not holding my breath, given that most of these have been absolute trash. And it's very lucky. Sometimes I've done this before, where you've had 5 in a row, which looked great, and I've went out and bought 2 of them, so it can work really great. Don't want catch. Let's do one more and see if we have any. But OP Arena is the only one that it kind of sticks out to me that I'm interested in. I want to have a look more, because that's a lightweight and I could play with the kids, you see. Now we've got Gladius. Okay, well, if you like that kind of game, you can check it out. It's not got a great rating. But yeah, OP Arena is the only one. I like the look of this. I like the artwork in it. I think it looks good. Might be, is it too dark for my daughter? No, I don't think so, though it's kind of tongue-in-cheek, I think. So yeah, this might be fine. Looks simple as well. I may re-roll 1 time to turn luck. Okay, so if you must then take a second roll. So it's fairly simple. So it doesn't look complicated at all. Freaky, look at that. Oh my goodness, I maybe give her nightmares if I give her that card. So yeah, this is only one that looks interesting. I think I'll try this with Kim first. I'm going to check this out in a playthrough video and see if it's any good. But if you enjoy this series, we'll do one more, and I think we'll up the ante. We'll do something a little bit different maybe, we'll see. But I'll do one more and then we'll stop that, because I think what happens is these things get a little bit repetitive. It gets a little bit boring, I think, over time. And there's only so many times you can do this. So we'll do it one more time. And if this interests you, you can do it yourself, have a look, jump on in 30 minutes, grab yourself a cuppa. In fact, the next time I'm going to get a cuppa and have a look, because it's getting a little bit tedious when you're sitting waiting, especially when this takes bloody 10-15 seconds to bring one up each time. Next time, fingers crossed, it's a lot quicker. I hope you enjoy this. My name's Jay Sears. Until next time, take care.
This is Bonkers.